like what we are going to do.
So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, parents, students, and teachers. So, we are here with Viditi. She's an 8th standard, she's a teenager, and we are talking about Viditi, a very strong topic, self discipline in teenagers, youth, and students. Actually, self discipline is a training opportunity for anyone and everyone, and our quality of life drastically improves when we are self disciplined. But this comes like with a muscle practice and a lot of effort. So I will ask you simple questions, and you can also raise your simple problems. So and you can also ask me any question, and you need not agree with every point of mine, because my point of being here is not to make agreements or not to convince you. My role is here to put forward my point of view. I'm giving you my point of view and my training, my experience. So you can take things which you think will help you in life. Viditi, do you make promises and commitments, and then many a times you are not able to honor those words? Does this happen? And if that happens, how much percentage is the frequency of happening? Third question, how do you feel when when the word is not honored or the promise is broken by you? Three things.
So first of all, Naheed, thank you for inviting me here today. So I think when you don't honor your word, or when you promise something you are going to do and you don't go through with it, I think there is some guilt. Everybody feels some guilt for not, completing a promise they did to somebody. And if I promise something to somebody, I think that we should always go through with our word. We should honor what we said, and instead of like just leaving it at that, we should go through and give better results than we originally promised. Because, sorry, I think, and the frequency is not that high because it is wrong to do so. If you are promising somebody something, we should through with it. We should not promise someone what we can't do. If you are promising somebody that you can do three times better than that, when you can't even try what you promised them to do, you should not promise that. You should honor something that you can do, instead of actually just going through and saying that, I can do this and I will do this.
I want to clap for you because you have very powerfully put forward, very beautifully, that from our mouth, whatever is coming is so very important, because that is what is creating listening in others, trust in
because when
others.
you because when you say something, the other person, for like example, you promised somebody something on your first meeting, they don't know you that well, or you promised something to somebody, so they will believe you on that. They will take it that, okay, this person is going to go through with their promise. They are going to believe you for a certain time. And if you give them the results, if you go through with it, they are always going to have that first impression that, okay, she goes through with the promises, you can ask her something and she'll give it to you on time. But if you don't do it, I think there is some ounce of hesitance, always present in someone's mind, that last time she didn't give it to me on time, can I lend her this thing now? Because you can promise that you're going to give it to somebody, but the other is not going to believe you if you don't go through with your word often.
And already the world is suffering from a problem that we don't trust our own self. We don't believe in our own self. This is one problem. And we are creating with this broken words and broken promises another problem, that people also don't trust us, people also don't believe us. So now quickly I want to ask you, where do you see self-discipline playing a role in a 8th standard student's, a teenager's life? The topic of today.
I think that self-discipline is important in everybody's life, whether it be a child, a teenager, or an adult, because everybody should be carefree, and because there are some people who are really picky and really uptight, and I think we shouldn't be like that. You should be easygoing. You should do adventurous things, but you should be careful. You should keep in mind the risks that are going to come with what you are planning to do, but you should not sit with it like this can happen, so I'm not going to do this. You should keep in mind that this can happen, so we're going to take the precautions and go through with it instead of canceling or just going rowdy. So I think self discipline is important in everybody, even a eighth grader, a first grader, or an adult, or an old person, because I think you need to have some level of confidence in yourself to know that you can do it, and to not go crazy. I think because you should need to keep yourself calm in situations where you need to do it, and just keep yourself maintained in general.
Okay. So, Viditi, I want to give you an example where self-discipline, I would be sharing you my some knowledge on self-discipline and some practices, what I have learned. And where all do you think this self-discipline will help you in which areas? Example I need from you because before I start the sharing with you, which areas do you think this self-discipline will help you?
For me, as an eighth grader, I think for this self discipline is important in everybody's life.
Okay, so we have lost Viditi. It's so for an eighth grader or for a student, self-discipline will help in the study routine. Self-discipline will give an internal power because when you will be doing things, honoring words, you will feel internally happy. And happiness is very important in student's life, in a parent's life.
That's why I got disconnected. As I was saying, I think as an eighth grader, like this is the year before the boards. So there is a lot of pressure on me right now and on every eighth grade student there, because it's like, oh my god, next year it's going to be board exams. You need to be prepared. Okay, you need to have self discipline. There comes that self discipline, because I think you can't study well if you don't have.
So study is
Yes.
one area. Please quickly give me some area. Second area.
Study and going out with your friends as well. Like in your social life as well, you need to have some self discipline.
Yes.
And I think your social life in general, you need to have self discipline, because overall, if you have self discipline in your personality, you don't need to mention every area. You need to keep it there in, because if you know where to take precaution and when to not, when to be disciplined, when to be not, you can divide it out into pieces and use it whenever you need to use.
So this will help in your health also. Health, I'm including everything. You will, this self-discipline actually is something very easy, simple. We get scared, of course, when the word discipline is there, it comes with a weight. It comes with a heaviness. Comes with a guilt and shame that our previous, we are reminded that, oh God, we are so indisciplined and we are so casual, we are so non-serious, all the self-talk. So I can say we become more self-aware when we are self-disciplined. So I will quickly share with you, Viditi, some knowledge about the self-discipline, and then you can have your questions raised, wherein you can ask me later anything. You can write also during this thing. And thank you so much for being here because you are creating this for so many people. Thank you so much. So
Thank you for inviting me and letting me speak here today.
and this transformation actually needs a regular work, and this is just like peeling at like an onion. So today it's like self discipline which we are seeing. And certainly I am a parenting coach, and people who don't know me, my name is Naheed Khan and I am based at UAE. and I've joined from UAE, and Viditi is from Jaipur, India, and I'll be talking about self-discipline and why self-discipline and the problems we face with discipline. Why I will talk the mindset shift is so important. How do we start? The ways we can choose, and here I can see a spelling mistake also in emotional. So because I'm a very perfectionist, like critically, I can see mistakes and I want to point it out. So, but a small mistake. So there is an O missing in the spelling of emotional. So 9 emotional whys I will be sharing, and I will make it sub very simple for you. Viditi and all parents, teachers, and everyone. See, we attend a lot of trainings and coachings, but mostly it's just like Coca-Cola gas, like we open the bottle and the training goes off. It has a very limited effect on us, like the like a temporary effect. So how we can make anything permanent in us, like discipline or any habit? So here we will rather focus on the root causes, not on the symptoms, on the problems. Root cause, actually what is leading to this particular issue. Viditi, you can see my slides, no?
No, I can't. No, they're not visible.
You have to tell me when you are able to share it, like see it.
They're visible now.
They are visible. Okay. Just give me a moment. You can see it properly. It's full screen. Is it?
No, I can see you opened it, but I can't see it in full screen view properly.
Okay. So still it is not full screen, right?
It is in.
Can you see it properly? Okay. Okay. So can you see this slide?
Yes, yes, we can do it like this. But I cannot see what you have written on the slides. I can
Wait.
just see the slide.
Yeah. Now can you see the written part?
I can see there is text, but I can't see what the text is. No?
Okay. Just give me a moment. Now you are able to see it properly? Are you able to see it properly?
Yes, it's fine now.
Okay. So I was talking about we will be rather seeing the not the symptoms but the root causes of it. So I want to share with you, Viditi, and in between you can also please participate, that we have a lot of knowledge, but actually converting the insight into habits is very important. And for this, we have to actually build the mental muscles. Do you agree with this? That 80% it is the mental muscle work which is required. Do you agree with this slide?
Yes. So I think yes, you are right, because when we think about learning a new thing, like we attend a lecture, we sit down, we have that thing in mind for the next 2 days or 2 hours, depending on how much we focused on it. But
Only hard.
but when it actually comes to implementing it, we completely forget about it, because we never bother to develop it and build it into a habit.
Right. But you want to build habit? Yes or no?
We want to build a good habit.
Yes. But people are not able to build the habit. So there has we should see the secret how we can build the habits. So do you think if anything comes as a feeling, as an emotion, so we'll be more inclined to do that thing?
I think so, because if you are feeling afraid, you want to find something you can find comfort in. If you are feeling happy, want to find something that will give you more serotonin. If you are sad, you will find something to make you more happy. So I
Right.
think the yes, if we do have an emotional drive, it can help us into building an habit.
Absolutely, Viditi. If there is emotion involved, we are human hormone machines. We are under the influence of our mood swings, our moods, our emotions, our thoughts. These actually give our actions, and our actions give our results. So, like this, the habit will be formed. So see what I'm sharing, I've just put in this slide. I didn't get your picture. Otherwise, I would have put, instead of Jennifer, it would have been Viditi. Instead of Edison, it would have been Zara. Instead of Claire, it would have been Lucky. So this works for anybody, what I'm just sharing. So one way of developing self-discipline or anything is actually going back into that roti, kapda or makan. This is a psychological need. Once, whenever you feel that this is something which is a lack or you need to really achieve in life or as a person, like in your case, you are at a level that something else will motivate with you, but this will go with a poor child or a poor person, because for him survival needs food, he needs clothes to wear, and he needs a house to shelter. So you have to actually choose which emotion, why, at the end of my presentation, are you connecting with a lot. Secondly, is you need to love the thing, because once this approach is there, that discipline will automatically come if you follow or love anything. And
Yes, I think if you love what you are working for, if you love what you are doing, you want to make sure that you are being better at it. You want to make sure that you can do this job, because if you are happy with what you are working on, what you are working for, I think your daily emotional level stays happy and
correct.
you stay satisfied, instead of being unhappy because you don't want to work in this office, you don't want to stay with these people. So we should find what we want to do.
So powerful, and you have put it so aptly. Second, third thing is fear. When we fear anything, Viditi, even if we don't want to study, and if it is your exam or my exam, will we study or not? Or if even with the fear of teacher at times is a positive, good for students. Or
There is, I think, a fear to do something, because
we can use this. We
like
can use positively. My meaning is this.
Because as you refer to my exams, for my exam, like I do not want to study for my math exam. I really did not want to study for my math exam, but I knew I had to because I don't want to get stuck doing the exam paper for 2 hours with no clue about what's going on. So I had to study about it because I did not want to face an angry teacher or angry parents. So you have to study because you are afraid of the outcome of what could happen if you do not go through with it, if you do not give good results.
And sweetheart, you are so bold, you are so courageous, you are so confident that you are speaking something so honestly. Thank you so much. And another thing is people are so if they fear about death and they see that life is unpredictable, so there are chances they will do things much better way. They will live the day with more power. And Viditi, you can search on Google also. There is something called as mortality motivation for people, for anyone, because people want to live a very powerful life. So, life after death is also one emotional why, which can bring in us some changes. I will not use the
Uh,
word development is the right word. Changes is like fixing. Hmm.
yes, changes is turning something else into something better or worse.
Correct.
Development means, something good turns into better.
Absolutely.
And this life after death, I think, like a person who was in a car crash and he survived, he is going to live his life better because he knows that life can be unpredictable, and he's going to be more cautious around cars and vehicles because God knows what's going to happen. And he's going to be more cheerfree and more cheerful and carefree because, well, anything can happen,
Yeah.
but like a person who's been battling cancer, and they've been very sad because they don't know when the next wave of cancer can hit, so they try to be happy
Yeah.
about whatever time they have left.
Yeah.
So yes, I think the mortality motivation is also a huge emotional one.
And what about this? When you really, have freedom of body and mind, and when you are like in a mindset mastery of thinking powerfully, so are there chances of achieving more physically, or
if
when?
you're comfortable if you're comfortable with yourself, if you feel free enough with your body, with your mind, like you are at peace that this is me, this is my body, this is my mind, and you're not constantly fighting yourself about it, then I think that freedom of your body and mind, how truly happy you are with it, can also give you self discipline. Because if you are satisfied with who you truly are, then I think you learn to accept it, and then you can move forward with
Right.
accepting is as part of your being.
Another thing is when you love to be praised and recognized and honored and acknowledged and respected, this can be a motivation. Revenge can be a motivation. Hatred can be also revenge. How it can be, if you will see the Amitabh Bachchan movies, the earlier ones where he was projected as a angry young man hero, or any example for that matter. Sometimes revenge.
Every superhero movie
Yeah,
starts with hatred. the
yeah,
villain is the villain hates the superhero because of something that happened in the past. They hate them and they want revenge for it. So that gives self discipline to the villain, and they want to go through with it, and they want revenge from the superhero because the hatred and the want for revenge motivated them enough to do unthinkable things, go to extreme measures to make sure that either they want to kill the superhero, take down the company, or whatever. So hatred and revenge drives them to do extreme things. It
yes.
can drive anyone to do things they will not normally do.
And the last one is the last slide was money. You are on mute.
The yes, sorry, money, greed for money. this is also one main driver for villains in a superhero story. They are jealous, they hate the hero for having so much money. I think not looking at it in a fictional way, normally people feel that billionaires or millionaires are entitled to them because just because they are rich. I mean, I've read books and I've seen in newspapers as well, because it's like that someone like a normal person, a poor person believes that just because the millionaire or billionaire is rich, they are who they are. They entitle something to the poor person. Like, how dare you become so rich? Nobody is stopping you. You
Yeah.
can do what you want. So I think money, it makes them feel ki like I they have something that I don't. They shouldn't have that.
So,
But
Viditi, I want to
that's
share
not.
data that the survey of the whole world shows that most of the people, the number one area they deal is money, and number two it is relationship, and number three it is health. While health should be number one actually, but people deal money. So quickly in 30 seconds, I would like to end today's session, and thank you so much for being the medium to that this work reaches to so many. Like, what did you find self discipline very simple, easy, and something new, something exciting in today's learning? So 30 seconds
Yes,
share.
I think if you find what the reasons and the roots, for example, if you find the recipe for whatever thing you want to cook up. If you find the recipe, you're going to go through the recipe and you want to find the ingredients, you're going to mix it together. And if the recipe doesn't turn out good, you are going to try again, and you
Correct.
are going to make it better than it was the last time. So
So
yes,
yes.
self discipline is a very simple thing you can work on. Think of it as a recipe. You need to find the right ingredients and mix them the right way.
So, Viditi, I see a long future and leadership in you, that you are so committed in your development. At this age, you are an inspiration for all students who are watching this, for all parents who are watching this, because I have something lastly to say to everyone. Parents think that if the student is getting good marks, very good marks in school and colleges, then they are good student, and the rest of the time they spend in their hobbies and coaching and tuition, and a very little time, and in fact I should say no time is going in that for personal development, like sessions like these. But I if you put it other way around, that first parents, if they insist on their self development and their children's self development, life will become much happier, much easier, and a much more peaceful and powerful. Your child will get superb like the quality of his or own liking, I guess, if the work on self development happens. So, Viditi, thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you.